Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to Sharina Belly. I am your host, Sharon is my name, aka Sharina Bell. My mama gave me that nickname. She's the only one who call it right. Woo! I miss that lady, but yeah, and the channel name is Sharina Belly. Okay, that's kind of like a spinoff of my nickname, which is Sharina Bell, which I could not stand when I was younger. I like Sharina. I could I could do without the bell because it just sounded so countrified, y'all. But I love everything about the country now. I'm trying to tell you, peaceful, quiet. Well, at least, when I was last down there several years ago. But anyway, welcome to Sharina Belly. If this is your first time, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome on back, guys. Welcome on back. And thank you. Before I forget, thank you all, one and all, for all of your continued support. And guys, listen, we are marching towards that 2K number. And I'm hoping we can get there before the 2024 year ends. If we do, we do. If we don't, hey, to Almighty be the glory. What we're going to say. But thank you, Lord. But guys, over here at Sharina Belly, I like to say, we just do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, a little bit of that, and a little bit of this. Today, I'm just coming to you because I wanted to do a story time. Something that happened to me, I believe it was last week. But by the time you would see this video, it would have been, I believe, a week and a half ago. But anywho, it's a story time because for those who know, I use public transportation to take me to work and bring me back home. Okay, but let me give you a little bit of backstory. Because I used to own a vehicle several years ago. Okay, I had a Honda Civic. It was 2002 Honda Civic, I believe it was. And I was so proud of that vehicle because I went out to the dealership by myself, and I purchased the vehicle by myself, got the loan I needed from the credit union by myself. I was watching in my big girl stuff, yes. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing. I was like, and then I made like I knew what I was doing, and I went online and printed out some papers and went into the Kelly Blue Book and all of that. And, I had them convinced that I knew what I was talking about because I remember years ago my sister-in-law was saying they like to, some dealerships like to, kind of mess with women before they mess with a man. So I said, I'm going to have to arm myself and make it look like I know what I'm doing anyway. So anyway, long story short, I got the vehicle. The vehicle got totaled, which is another story in itself. Didn't worry so much about that because, like, when the person told me what had happened, I'm like, don't tell me about that vehicle. It's a material object. I want to know about the people inside the vehicle, what's going on. So I remember I was at work when I got the news, and I ran to the hospital, and a couple of family members were in the hospital, and I'm running from one room to the other room, checking on this family member, checking on that family member. So the thing for me was how was the people that was in the vehicle how was they doing? Because one family member, I believe, got knocked unconscious. He had a concussion. But that's what my thing was. What is going on with the people? Because I was a wreck. When they told me, one of my co-workers offered to take me to the hospital. And I tell you, they don't make co-workers like they used to. They just don't. But anyway, fast forward to today. I use public transportation. And that's what this story time is about. Public transportation. Guys, I'm telling you, I don't know what's wrong with some people. Some people show up to work, not do nothing but aggravate somebody else's nerves if they can. That's the whole thing. So, it's a long story behind all of this because where I normally stand at to catch the one bus that's going to take me directly to work right across the street from the job, I was, they was doing some work to all of the sidewalks on each one of the corner streets. So they were doing some work. They moved the bus stop where I'm usually standing at or sitting at. They moved that down a little bit, okay? Sometimes y'all see me with a Burger King. So they cup a coffee and stuff. So they moved it down a little bit from the Burger King. But originally it was right at the intersection. That's where the bus stop was, right there at that corner, okay? So when they moved the bus stop to do whatever work they were going to be doing on each one of those corner sidewalks, they did not put the bus stop. Once the work was finished, they did not put the bus stop sign back where it normally was, okay? So, I mean, it was just a trip. It was a trip because one day I was standing in the place where they relocated the bus stop sign, and some of the operators, or they call bus drivers, operators, either or, one day a bus driver would say, well, this is not the bus stop. It's at the corner. So I'm like, well, that's odd because just yesterday when I rode the bus driver told me that at the corner was no longer the bus stop. It's back up here a little bit past the Burger King. And that went on for a couple of weeks. And I'm like, you know what? I'm over this thing. I'm really over it because, okay, we're going to fast forward. I don't want this video to be too long. So, I believe it was last Friday. That would have been October. What was Friday? October. I don't even know. I don't have my calendar. What's the day? Today is the 17th. So we count back. It was around about maybe October the 11th or something like that. Whatever day it was, I can't recall right now. So I boarded the bus at the corner where it was originally a bus stop, okay? The bus came along. It was a female driver who looks up at me. Now, she stopped the bus right there at the corner and let me board the bus, but she says to me, well, this is not the bus stop anymore. I'm like, well, ma'am, I was told by one bus operator that this is the bus, and it wasn't just one, it was several bus drivers, because you would get sometimes different bus drivers. So several drivers driving that same bus on different days. This is not the bus stop. The bus stop is back down that way, past the Burger King a little bit. It wasn't that far from each other, just a stretch, you know. I'm like, okay. Then you would have some bus drivers, when you go back there, past the Burger King, you'll have bus drivers that say, well, this is not the bus stop. The bus stop is actually up at the corner where it was originally at. I'm like, you know what? I'm so confused right now. I don't know if I'm coming to go, and all I'm trying to do is get to work. I come in peace. I want to get to work. That's all I'm trying to do, because I need to get this work day over. Okay, Okay, so the lady, bus driver, says to me, and she was really rude, you know, she was just, I don't know, somebody got up under her skin prior to her coming to that stop picking me up. And I guess me standing, in her mind, me standing in the wrong spot was just the last straw. It was just it, the straw that broke the camel's back. So she looks at me and said, this is not the bus stop, ma'am. I said, well, ma'am, I said, I've had different bus drivers over the last several days. Some will say, depending on who you talk to, some will say this is the bus stop. Then the other ones, very next day, the bus stop is back here. So I'm like, what are the passengers to do? It seems like the bus operators or bus drivers, they're confused. Because I said different days you got different people pulling up. Okay? I'm like, what are the passengers to do? Because to me, and I've spoken to quite a few, to me, some of them would tell you on Monday, this is the bus stop. And then on Tuesday, oh no, this is not the bus stop. The bus stop is down a little past the Burger King. Wait a minute, make my mind up, why don't you? Because I'm thoroughly lost over here, and all I'm trying to do is get to work. I don't want no problem with I'm trying to get to work so I can get this work day started and over. Okay? She tells me, the bus operator, she says, well, all I know, if you standing right out here tomorrow, I'm going to ride right past you. Y'all need to be calling the MTA. Y'all need to be calling. I'm like, baby, you ain't say about the word, honey, because, see, them people got my number on. I mean, listen, they got my information. Because I remember several years ago when I had incidents with these buses, and I was, like, on the phone. And to one point, they saw my number on the call ID. Is this Miss Sharon? Yup, this her. This her, because I can't. It's too much going on out here, and they're going to operators acting like they ain't operating up here somewhere. So, I called, because I got off her bus. We're in front of where I work. But she was so rude, y'all. She was so rude. She said, yeah, I'm just going to leave you standing right there. So, I'm like, okay. This is my cue. I'm going to go ahead on. I'm going to call that daggone number. Because I know the number. Listen, it's imprinted right here. I have the number. Know it by heart. So I called the number, and I spoke to the dispatch person, who forwarded me to the complaint department. So everything I just told the dispatch, I had to repeat it to the complaint department, but I didn't care because it was just so uncalled for the operator, to behave like she did, I swear it seems like they don't want to mess with the young people, scared the young people going to do a tap dance on their head, but anybody with a little gray somewhere, they want to get all, huffed up and puffed up, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, listen, baby, just because you see a little gray up here, don't let the gray fool you. Because, this ain't that, and I ain't her. So I come in peace, but don't think that, I'm like, dear, you can get a piece. You can get a little piece. You get a little baby piece. So I explained my ordeal to the complaint department told them. And look, and there was one lady, I think she was a dispatch person. She was encouraging me. She said, and don't forget to tell them how rude she was. I think that lady must have got up under the dispatch skin. Because she was egging me on. Don't forget to tell them how rude she was. I said, yeah, because I took a picture of that, which I did. She said, well, what's that number on that bus? And I gave it to her. Yeah, don't forget. I figured that's who it was. Don't forget to tell them how rude she was. Oh, I'm not going to forget because that's my whole purpose, is to let them know about that and also find out if that bus stop has been returned to that corner opposed to being back down there past the Burger King, because they had done all the work. The work was completed. They had put new sidewalks out there, and I don't know why they made the sidewalk. They widened them so much. I'm like, well, why people need this much sidewalk? I don't know. But listen, Maryland do a lot of strange things, okay? I'm just saying. So I talked to the complaint department, and I explained to her, it's just a lot of madness. It's confusion out here. I'm like, not only do the public not know, they are confused. The operators, the bus drivers are thoroughly confused. I'm like, somebody need to know something. Like I tried to explain to the bus operator that day. Y'all need to call that number. I'm like, okay, so, and when we call the number, what then? What then? What calling that they're going bus, MTA, is that going to do for the drivers? But then as I spoke to the complaint department, she had an answer to that question because the bus driver didn't have a clue. She said, well, what we're going to do is we're going to dispatch that information to all the bus operators. I'm like, okay, now that's making sense. That makes sense to me, so they can be aware that this bus stop has resumed. So back down there a little bit past the Burger King is no longer the place where we're going to stand. We're going to stand right there where it used to be, at that corner, at that intersection. So I was cool. But honey, I got to work. Was it the following week? My phone rang. Now, normally if I don't, because I got everybody that calls me, I have them saved in my contact. I didn't recognize who this was, but it did say the state of Maryland. I'm like, this might be something important I might need to answer, because sometimes I don't even answer. If I don't recognize your number, I'm not picking that phone up, because I know you might be on my trail about some kind of deal or something. You might be on my trail about some kind of bill. I ain't picking that call up. Catch me if you can, okay? But I picked it up, and I'm glad I did, because it was from the state of Maryland. Because I have been, listen, I'm not one to play. Y'all don't know what you're asking for, messing with me, because all I want is some answers, and I want them answers to make sense, okay? I have even contacted the governor. I emailed the governor. This was years ago. Hogan was the governor. Logan or Hogan, whatever his name is. I contacted his office. Nobody ever called me or emailed me back from that. But it made me feel good just to knew I reached out to somebody. And they may have sent me a email in response. I don't remember. It's been a while. But this last incident, they reached out to me, and I was talking to the person, and I was explaining the same thing to her as I previously did to people. I'm like, because if the operators don't know, how is it that the public's supposed to know what's going on? But the operators, they should be knowing. Somebody need to make them aware. And she assured me that, yes, they're going to be made aware. I'm like, okay, because whether you know it or not, I'm a taxpayer, citizen over here in the state of Maryland. Yeah, y'all be sucking my little taxes up. And I'm just looking for a little bit of So, but then the moral of this story is, guys, and I'm going to get up out of here because I don't want this thing being too long, is that I just wish, because I remember years ago, now remember y'all, I told y'all I would get on the phone and call, email, somebody, stuff wasn't going right, because one time I waited a whole hour and a half for a bus, and that was unacceptable. I was out there with a group of people, some of the people had children, and they griping among themselves, talking about how upset they were, and everybody had a phone in their hand, and nobody wanted to call the bus. I'm like, we need to get on our phone. I called them. And I explained to the dispatcher. I said, we've been standing out here for too long now. Where is the darn bus? People trying to get home. But the other people, they standing out there with phones in their hand and nobody bothered. But they complaining to each other. I said, listen, everybody that's standing on this corner, we have no control. So why are we, I know you probably just want to vent, but let's put that stuff to the ears that can do something about this. We can't do nothing about this, y'all. And guess what? Nobody wanted to call except for me and then one other lady called. I say, see, now she knows the assignment. She knows the assignment because that's how other groups of people get things done. They don't complain. They might initially complain to one another, but they will get on that phone, get a pen and paper out, do whatever kind of writing they got to do to get that message to where it can go to somebody who can get this mess, get us some results. But if for some reason, some of our people just don't want to, we'd rather stand around in the cold complaining to each other. Well, we don't have the power, but we know how to get to the power. But we got to be willing to do that. And just standing around griping, and then when the bus do come, everybody get on the bus, they solid. Don't nobody say nothing. Nobody ask the bus, well, what happened? Where you been at? What's going on? Is there an accident somewhere? What was it? A detour? What happened? Nobody says nothing. They just board the bus and go and find somewhere to sit down. I'm sorry, this is not the way to do this. This is so not the way to do this. We need to voice our opinions and our concerns. Because just like other folks can get stuff done, when they come together and let their daggone gripes and concerns be known, either by making the phone calls, writing some letters, texting somebody, emailing somebody, but don't just stand out there griping amongst yourself. Like, I can't do nothing. You can't do nothing. Let's go to those people who can do something, because just about everybody out there was probably coming from a job or going to, picking up their children from daycare or something. So we got more power than what we know. But just standing out there griping among ourselves, no, we got to put our mouth, how they used to say, put your money where your mouth is. Put it there. That's the moral. I wish that we would get the, and I know it's to some people, this probably is a small thing, but to people who are relying on those buses to get them to and from work, that's a major thing. Especially that night that we was all standing on the corner, even the little babies, it was getting dark early. And I don't like being out there when it's getting dark early too much, because, you don't know what people got on their minds. You just don't. I'm trying to get where I'm going, and I'm trying to get there in record time. Okay? So, but that's my story time. I was so grateful that the state of Maryland, they had somebody to reach out to me, and they told me that that is the bus stop, and they're going to make it clear to the bus operators, bus drivers, whatever you want to call them. They're going to know that that is the bus stop. Now, what I forgot to do was ask them, would they please bring that sign that's down there still, because it was there today when I went to work. Can they bring that sign from where it's sitting at now, just a little past the Burger King, and bring it back to where it was originally at? And I'm going to share one other thing. It was another, this was a couple of weeks ago, because remember I told y'all the 4 corners were done. They were doing work on all 4 of those corners. So they didn't put that other sign up either, because it's a bus stop right here, a bus stop right here, a bus stop right there, and no, it's not a bus stop right there, but it's like 3 different bus stops on at that intersection. 3, and I don't know why they didn't put. Oh, because maybe the McDonald's is. I don't know, but anyway, so the lady. Now I had been getting off right there where the Burger King at. But it wasn't the bus that I was just telling you about. It was another bus. Because y'all remember I told you I took 3 buses. So I'll get off of one of my buses. Will take me to where the Burger King is. And then I have to walk to the next corner to get the other bus that's going to take me straight to work. Okay? But the second bus that I had gotten on, the lady didn't see the sign, and she took me all the way down the road, told me, "Miss, this ain't no bus stop." I said, "Ma'am, it's a bus stop." I'm like, they just didn't put the sign back right there. She took me all the way. I didn't say nothing to the lady. I didn't call up on the woman. I just walked myself, because it wasn't a bad day. I walked myself like, 2.5, maybe 3 blocks back up to where the Burger King is. Now, all this time, I've been getting off right at the Burger King. But she didn't see the sign. "Oh, this is not a bus stop." I said, "Ma'am, I've been getting off right here all week. I'm home." She didn't care. Took me. I said, "You know what? That's okay. I'm just going to walk myself up it." Because it was a nice day. It was a nice day. It was wrong. I was a little heated, but I got over it fairly quickly. Walked myself back up to the Burger King, grabbed my cup of coffee, and waited for the other bus. And that's my story time. Y'all thought it was going to be something a little juicy, But I just wanted to share and talk about how we can be so much, we can be effective if we were to all kind of, get on the same page. Go to whoever those are that's supposed to be in charge. And because we pay taxes, make them do what they need to be doing. And also, if people are out here acting all grungy towards you, and all you're trying to do is get to work, and she telling you, "Oh, I'm going to leave you standing out here if you out here tomorrow, because I ain't told you it ain't a bus stop." Do what I did. I got off the bus. I took my phone out. I snapped a picture and told her they're going to dispatch her when I called the number. I said, and I took the picture. She said, "What's that number up there?" I gave it to her. She said, "Oh, I thought that was her." Don't forget to tell the people that she was rude to you. I said, "Oh, I won't." And those people they were so, well, even if they wasn't generally sympathetic, they made me think that they were. And, and that they were going to get stuff done. Now, when I got off the bus today, I got off the second bus, I went in the Burger King, got my coffee, and I came back out and I walked to the corner. The bus stopped right there, no problem. No problem. I'm like, okay, sound like somebody got the message. We just got to do what we need to do to get what we need. I mean, every other group of people get things done because they will stick together and they'll do what they need to do to make, we're out here catching these buses. We're paying taxes and things like that. So we should have a little something, But we need to actually understand that collectively we can get stuff done. But some of us just want to sit out there and just argue about the situation to each other, and each other don't have the power to get it done. Let's go to the daggone power source. State our concerns. Because, see, I'm that type of person, if y'all want me to, I will get up a boycott. Y'all thought y'all had something going on in the 60s. Don't make my mind messy now. Because, see, listen, I'm from that era. Okay, let's not do that. But anyway, guys, I want to thank y'all for watching. If you stayed this long. I didn't mean for it to go into 30 minutes, but it will. But thank y'all so very much for watching. It all worked out in the end. And listen, we have not because we ask not, right? Right. We got to make it work for us. But we got to do it in a smart, sensible way, okay? We can't go out here want to be fighting people, getting ourselves incarcerated. What's that going to accomplish? You having a record, and you probably losing your job. And you ain't going nowhere else in another job for a good long time. So we got to put on our thinking caps, do what we need to do to make this system that they got in place, make it work for us. So that's all I come to say. Okay, thank y'all for joining me. I'm going to go on and mosey on up out of here now. So, but listen, guys, I want you to love yourself, okay? Love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. And love someone else. Tell yourself you love yourself. Tell someone else you love them. I love you, and I mean it. And it's nothing. That's my zero. Nothing you can do about it. Nothing. Okay? Don't forget, guys, we're on that 2K road. So I want you to subscribe if you have a heart to do so. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody you meet. Y'all going on over there and check out Sharina Belly. Because she doing a little bit of this and a little bit of that. A little bit of that and a little bit of this. Going on over there and check it out. And I'm telling you, once we get up there by that 2, or at that 2, we're going to probably switch it up a little teeny bit, okay? And then we're going to eventually, Lord's willing, nothing happen, we're going to get on to where we need to be. But guys, again, I say thank you. And listen, until the next time I see you or you see me, however this thing is supposed to be, I'm going to say toodaloo. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, everybody, all right? Take care. Almighty peace and blessings to each and every one of you within the sound of my voice. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye. Let me see if I can get this thing to work.